morning.
Morning, Holly. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Jenny. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, staying safe and well, and I hope you are too.
I am, yes. So thank you for
Good to be
joining
here.
me for coffee this morning.
My pleasure.
I'm hoping that you'll be happy to tell everybody watching a bit about your life and what you do, because I find your sort of journey and the careers you've managed to combine really interesting, and I think a lot of people would learn a lot from it, particularly now. So if you want to give the spiel, your life story in 3 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yes. Make it condensed. Yeah. No, and it's funny you should say, it's funny you should talk about the two, that I have two careers, because for the longest time I was kind of doing one thing and not coming out about the other, or vice versa, because I'm a violinist, I'm a professional musician, and I'm also an EFT tapping coach, and I'll explain what EFT is as we go along, and maybe even do a bit of a demo with you. And so as a musician, I had got to the point in my life where I'd kind of funneled into more teaching the violin, because although I was always performing, it was really hard to make a living. And little by little, the teaching really grew until I was getting, although it was going well, I was super frustrated about that all my time was taken up teaching. I didn't have time enough to practice and find, time to do more concerts. And so I've always been interested in personal development and finding ways to feel better about my life and change and things like this. So and I've been doing a lot of positive affirmations and saying, I'm a wonderful violinist up on stage, and I'm making my life performing and all the rest of it, and then always this little voice in the back of my head saying, in your dreams, sort of thing. And so I discovered who are you to, and all the rest of it, all that back chat, which really stops you in your tracks, and and we all know it. And so I discovered on YouTube this weird technique, which is tapping. And basically, you're allowed to say what's really going on for you. But as you do so, you're kind of clearing the energy around it. And so I just embraced this. I just thought it was wonderful. And I started working with a coach. And I worked with him for a long time. And I loved it so much. And as I did it, I saw so many changes. Little by little, I stopped teaching. I only have one student now, and moved back into performing. I made my own violin and guitar duo, and I made 2 CDs, and I wrote a book about it, and all these things. I'm not saying all of this to say, oh, look at me, I'm so amazing. It was really.
But you are, by the way.
Yeah. Oh. But it was really a thing of clearing all those things going on inside, which was saying, you can't do this, you're not good enough, you don't deserve it, you're too old, you're too whatever, you're living in the wrong place. For the longest time I sort of thought, okay, living here in Spain, how can I make my way here? I don't have contacts and things like this. So all these kind of things. So then I got to a point where it was time to combine. Really, it was last year I started thinking, I really should be combining and being allowed to talk about both. So now what I do with my coaching is I talk to other musicians and stage performers, but everybody, we're all the same. We're all different, we're all totally unique, but we're all the same. We've got the same kind of fears and stuff. And especially right now with this whole COVID-19 thing, I kind of noticed this trend at the beginning. People started putting a lot of stuff out there, but then there was a kind of a little bit of this is just from my perception, a bit of a backlash. People started saying, oh, everyone's putting stuff out there, and it's very easy to go into the, oh my goodness, I better not. I'm not, almost like I'm forcing my stuff on other people and everything. But then I did a lot of kind of work on this and sort of decided, okay, I'm putting it out there with a different energy, an energy of, look, this is what I've got to share, and trusting that the right people who want to hear this kind of thing will come into my orbit, if you like, or my world, and but not forcing anything on anyone, but just saying, okay, this is it, take it or leave it. It's helped me, maybe it'll help you. And that's the kind of energy that I feel, if we can all put that out there, this kind of allowing this time to be actually a time of new opportunities. Because for me, you know, right now, the performing, forget it. I was working for 2 years in a musical here in Madrid, and that was wonderful. That was like 2 years of, oh my God, a regular salary, which for a musician is so exciting. And then, of course, yeah, hallelujah, you know, so, and of course, but then it stopped. And in fact, it had stopped just before the whole lockdown thing happened here, but only just. And so now it's a kind of, okay, so now maybe that's someone up there or out there saying, okay, it's time to be focusing on this. So allowing that kind of flexibility, and not, oh, I should be doing this, or, oh, I wish I was doing that, you know, sort of. And yes, acknowledging all the feelings as well, because certainly, you know, there's sadness, there's anxiety. And this is a big part of EFT, actually, that we really allow those feelings, but not so that we dwell in them. It's not a kind of, oh my God, I'm going to get stuck in sadness and get depressed. It's processing. And so that's where I am now, you know, and I'm finding this time, last month was a really good month. You know, I made a lot of new contacts, and I've been working with a lot of people, and I've been making money as well, which is really, you know, and instead of sort of going, oh my God, how can I, it's really a feeling of, okay, it feels good and it feels right, you know.
Yeah. If I can just jump back to one thing you said that I loved, is the thing that you said about that if you are yourself and you're doing your thing, your people will find you even online. And I think a lot of people are they sort of have this idea that to be online, you have to be a kind of person who does YouTube videos. And then suddenly you get these people trying to be like, hi, everybody, and like trying to be a YouTube personality instead of just being their normal selves and saying, this is what I do, and your people will find you.
Yeah. And I think the problem is when you personally feel you don't fit into that profile. I mean, you know, I can easily say I'm far too old to be a YouTuber, you know, but I have a YouTube channel, and, you know, I mean, it hasn't got 10 million subscribers, but, you know, working on it kind of thing. And but yes, allowing yourself to be you. And it's a tough one. We all have problems with self-worth, and, you know, oh my God, who am I to? Totally. But, you know, it's you know, this whole idea of saying, yeah, this is what, you know, take me or leave me, not inviting rejection, certainly not, you know, but at the same time being okay with, yeah, I'm going to be a fit for some people and not for others. And that's fine. And you know what, especially, I think, allowing that also to be about you. Now, who do I really like? You know, I don't want haters to come into my orbit or my world, you know, or I don't want people who rant about politics. No thanks, you know, I'm not interested. And so, you know, but so there's a kind of energetic barrier there, if you like, and allowing in all the nice people.
Sounds really
like
good.
You.
Well, I would love to know. I know the term EFT, and I've heard of tapping, but I don't think I have it really clear exactly what it is. I've just seen videos of people like doing things. I'd love.
I know. Yes, there is a certain amount of, oh my God, what's she doing? And I have to say, when I first learned it, I think I did EFT tapping for about 5 years without telling anyone. My husband was coming next door, and I would never tell him what I was doing. And then I started coming out. So it is a bit of a process, but yeah, but you know what's, funnily enough, you know, I find that people are coming more and more used to this whole idea of energy. You know, we all know about acupuncture, and it's the same system. We all know about things like Tai Chi and Qigong and Reiki, and, you know, meditation is now a totally au fait, and yoga and things. So, and it is becoming more and more accepted. It's also becoming more accepted from a scientific point of view. There's studies now. It used to be just, oh, this is great, try it. Now it's, you know, this is great, try it. and there's been 100 scientific studies saying it brings down cortisol, stress hormones. So, you know, there's kind of backing now. So it's not just weird, wacky, woo-woo people doing, you know, these weird things. So if you want, I'll just tell you a little bit what it is. And you know what, Holly, if you like, we could just do a quick round about embracing change, about, you know, allowing ourselves to be out there, if that feels good.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, we'll just do a short one though, so don't take too much time. So just, yeah, it's kind of a technique which uses, as I say, these kind of acupressure points, the same ones. We use about 9 different points, and I'll show you them in a second. And we are tapping, instead of using needles to unblock the energy channels, that's the whole idea behind it, we're using our fingers and we're tapping on different points. And while we do so, we're talking. And what we do is we talk about what is going on for us. And at the beginning, there's something which is called the setup phrase, which is, and for me, this is one of the best parts of EFT. No, oh, sorry, I didn't even say. EFT is emotional freedom techniques. Okay. And that's allowing yourself to kind of process emotions so that we can, well, I think it's the freedom to feel different emotions, but it's also the freedom to choose your emotions. Mm-hmm. So allowing, because we all have emotions, but they get kind of shut down as we grow up, and or we get that fear of being stuck in them. So as we're talking, as we're tapping, we're talking, and we start off with a phrase which is even though. So for example, let's talk about this embracing change thing. So even though I'm resisting embracing change, something like that, okay? And then we put it together with I love and accept myself completely. And so when you emailed me and said, you know, this is about self-love, I thought, oh, perfect, you know, because it's about, yeah, I'm not perfect, but I'm safe and I can still love and accept myself. All right, so we start there, and then we're going around the points and saying these things. And in pure EFT, you really stay with the negative, stay. But I like also, and many other EFT people, you know, to move eventually to the positive, but give the negative its voice, because otherwise it's just doing the same to ourselves that we've always been done to, you know, cheer up, you're okay, you know, or you know, and not giving those emotions a kind of voice, or your feelings a voice. All right. So let me just tell you what points we're going to use. We start on the side of the hand, so between your finger and your wrist, and we'll just be tapping there. Exactly, all right. It used to be called the karate chop point, but apparently that's not politically correct anymore. So you say the side of the hand, and we tap there, and you tap as many times as it takes, you know, and quite, you know, just you're stimulating the acupressure point. So be as, you know, energetic as you feel good. Okay, don't hurt yourself, but yeah, exactly, you know, hammering it in. And then we'll be moving on to the eyebrow point. So that's the inside of the eyebrow. So it's not the third eye, it's the inside. And we can tap with both hands, or one hand, or the other hand. It doesn't matter, and you don't have to, yeah, exactly. You don't have to balance it. It's not like yoga that you have to balance it. It doesn't matter. I usually use my dominant hand and just tap on that side. Then we're going to go to the side of the eye, and these are about 9 points that I'll be showing you. Then under the eye, so on the bone, right under the pupil, that's right, yeah. And under the nose, and then under the mouth, so in the cleft of the chin. That's right. And then the collarbone point. So if you go to the ends of the collarbones, and then just, there's like a little hollow there. Yep, you got it. And we tap there. Okay, and we're tapping. And there I usually do use both hands there. Then we go under the arm. And so just below the armpit. And then you might even feel a kind of sensitive spot there. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, so tap there. All right, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? And some people have it, some people don't. So if you can't find it, don't panic. It's okay. It's and then the top of the head, right in the center of the crown, same thing. It might be kind of sensitive somewhere. Again, tap there without hurting yourself, but you can use that point. Okay, and then we're going to carry on round the points. Okay, so if you're up for it, Holly, will you be my echo voice? Yeah, you'll be my echo voice, and we'll just go around and we'll kind of acknowledge any of the fears and emotions that might be coming up for people. Certainly the emotions that come up for me, and then we'll move into kind of positive. You know, we can do this, allowing ourselves to be our kind of best selves that we can in this time.
So I repeat what you say. I echo you.
Yes, please. Okay. Exactly. And if there's anything, yeah, I a couple of just things. First of all, this is self-care. It doesn't kind of have side effects and things like that. It's not, you know, I'm not popping you a pill or anything, but just so that people are aware, obviously, I don't know who's watching this. I don't know their circumstances. If they're going through, if they have either, you know, very heavy circumstances right now, and there may well be people like that, maybe just make sure that they have someone with them, or, I mean, I'm not trying to frighten anyone, but, you know, just self-care. It's taking full responsibility. And but I would really encourage people to actually tap along with us, because then you get the feeling of how it. Let's start just before we start, because this is the way that it works. I kind of, if you say that sentence, just say this aloud, Holly. Let's go with this one. It's hard to embrace change.
Okay. It's hard to embrace change.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how true is that for you right now? I mean, it changes all the time, but, you know,
right.
And it may be low, it may be high.
Right now, I think I'm at about a 4. I'm feeling pretty good about the change right now. But had you asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have been like 9.
Exactly, exactly. It does move, and it, you know, and it, so if you just make I put down 4 for you, all right? And let's think about you 2 weeks ago. What kind of emotions were there for you?
Oh, frustration.
Frustration, yeah.
Huge disappointment that projects had been canceled, and my work has been, you know, huge disappointment. A lot of anxiety.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. Sadness as well?
Sadness for sure, yeah.
Yeah, because I think a lot of us started, I certainly remember at the beginning of this year saying, Happy New, oh my goodness, Happy New Decade. There's so much, you know, so much ahead, and this is gonna, we're making a new start, and then boom, it all went, you know, pear-shaped, didn't it? Yeah, exactly. So let's do a bit of tapping. All right. Okay. Let's use this then. Let's go with the sentence. Even though it's hard to embrace change.
Even though it's hard to embrace change.
I love and accept myself completely.
I love and accept myself completely.
Even though sometimes it's really hard to embrace change.
Even though sometimes it's really hard to embrace change.
I love and honor myself completely.
I love and honor myself completely.
Even though it's hard to embrace change.
Even though it's hard to embrace change.
Mm-hmm. When I've got plans and ideas.
When I've got plans and ideas.
And I see them completely disrupted.
And I see them completely disrupted.
I really resist change.
I really resist change.
And even though it's hard to embrace change.
Even though it's hard to embrace change.
I deeply and completely.
I deeply and completely.
Love, honor, and accept myself.
Love, honor, and accept myself.
Okay, we're going around the points now, all right? So it's hard to embrace change.
Hard to embrace change.
And all these emotions come up for me.
And all these emotions come up for me.
This frustration.
This frustration.
I had so much planned.
I had so much planned.
I had all these opportunities waiting for me.
I had all these opportunities waiting for me.
And I'm feeling so much disappointment.
And I'm feeling so much disappointment.
And even anger.
And even anger.
How can this have happened?
How can this have happened?
Mm-hmm. And all this sadness I feel.
And all the sadness I feel.
Because I've lost so much.
Because I've lost so much.
I've lost work.
I've lost work.
I've lost income.
I've lost income.
I may have even lost people that I love.
I may have even lost people that I love.
All this sadness and grief.
All this sadness and grief.
And I'm allowing myself to acknowledge all these feelings.
And I'm allowing myself to acknowledge all these feelings.
I'm honoring these feelings.
I'm honoring these feelings.
Because I do have them.
Because I do have them.
I do feel them.
I do feel them.
Acknowledging these feelings.
Acknowledging these feelings.
And when I'm ready.
And when I'm ready.
I'm allowing myself to clear them.
I'm allowing myself to clear them.
I'm allowing myself to see this time.
I'm allowing myself to see this time.
When I'm ready.
When I'm ready.
As a time of new opportunities.
As a time of new opportunities.
I'm seeing this as an opportunity.
I'm seeing this as an opportunity.
To put myself out there.
To put myself out there.
In a new way.
In a new way.
To redefine myself.
To redefine myself.
Because right now, anything goes.
Because right now, anything goes.
So I'm allowing that for myself.
So I'm allowing that for myself.
I have so much to offer.
I have so much to offer.
I'm allowing myself to share it with others.
I'm allowing myself to share it with others.
And I'm allowing myself to feel really good about that.
And I'm allowing myself to feel really good about that.
If there's even one person out there.
If there's even one person out there.
Who can benefit from what I have to share.
Who can benefit from what I have to share.
Then I've done a good job.
Then I've done a good job.
Yeah. I'm embracing change.
I'm embracing change.
I'm embracing my ability to change.
I'm embracing my ability to change.
I've been changing all my life.
I've been changing all my life.
Instead of seeing this as, let me think of the word. Instead of seeing this as something bad.
Instead of seeing this as something bad.
I'm seeing it as something wonderful.
I'm seeing it as something wonderful.
A chance to expand and grow.
Chance to expand and grow.
I'm embracing change.
I'm embracing change.
I'm allowing myself to be excited about this change.
I'm allowing myself to be excited about this change.
And I'm allowing the people who need me.
And I'm allowing the people who need me.
To come into my life.
Come into my life.
So that I can feel really good about this.
So that I can feel really good about this.
In body, mind, and spirit.
Body, mind, and spirit.
Okay, so take a deep breath. Okay, and just see how you're feeling now, Holly. How are you doing?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really like tingly. It's this
good.
The same kind of feeling I get when I do a lot of like a big voice warm up or a lot of body awareness stuff.
Cool.
That takes a little bit longer for me to get to this feeling. So this was really quick.
Yeah. And, you know, it's something I love about EFT, that it is a body, mind, and spirit thing. You know, it's I mean, talk therapy definitely has its place, and but the whole physiological thing and the energetic element as well is something which is very, it helps speed up the process, exactly as you said, and so it's very exciting. So.
It felt quite meditative, the repetitive, you know, because it's a little bit like something like yoga or Tai Chi, where it's a cycle of movement as well. That
absolutely,
really
absolutely. Cool. And you know, we're talking a little bit about the feelings and stuff, but when I talk one-on-one, you know, we say out loud a lot of things that people are thinking but never say out loud. So, you know, if you're upset about something, you know, or angry about something, we can, you know, tap and rant or something like that, you know. And I mean, I don't want to get into ranting here, but it's that feeling of, you know, I'm thinking it, but I don't say it because I'm a civilized human being. But, you know, being able to voice, many people say to me, oh my God, that's the first time I've said that out loud. And it just feels good. It's very cathartic. It's a kind of feeling of, yeah, I said that, but I don't need to rant and rant. It's not like having a bottle of wine and the next day you feel like rubbish, you know, sort of thing. It's that feeling of, okay, letting it go so that I can open up to new things. So, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I hope everyone watching this joined in, and if you didn't, go back, try it. Okay.
Yay. Okay.
You published a book. Can I just do a quick plug for your book? Because
yeah, indeed, yes, and I have it right here because before I was reading that, it's called The Music Inside. And it's about, it was, you know, very much, it's for musicians, but it's for everybody, because it was very much about how I use these kind of techniques to help me get into the career that I love to do. And one of the sections, for example, is called limiting beliefs to liberating beliefs. So all these kind of, I'm too old, I'm not good enough, I'm, you know, I can't handle change. That was one of them. These kind of things, reframing, and they all, by doing so much tapping, I really changed my mind on a lot of things. And then, yeah, it's a practical book as well. It talks about EFT, but it's also about planning and goal setting. So there's a lot of different things in there. So, and that's, yeah, I'll let you know where. It's available on Amazon, so I'll let you know where.
Perfect. And I'll put the link to the book. That'll be with this video. And there's a lovely quote that I'd love to share from the book that you can read somewhere above.
Oh, yes. If I, yeah, I'm gonna find it. Yeah, no, it was when I was talking about change in the book, and the idea of I can't handle change, yeah, and getting to that feeling. And I kind of tapped on this a little bit, but you know, the notion that changing and growing isn't something we have to struggle to do. It's a natural process, and so if we stop blocking and limiting ourselves, it will happen on its own. And for me, that was kind of a, oh, okay, I can go with the flow, instead of, you know, oh God, fighting it every step of the way. It's going to happen, so go with it, and then channel it the way I want it to be. So. And
it is happening, and we're all in the thick of it now. So
we are indeed. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Holly. Really nice to talk.
Thank you for the tap. My head feels all like.
Woohoo.
No, like when did you ever do the thing of like break an egg and you do that?
Oh my God, yes.
It like tingles. So thank you so much for having my coffee break with me this morning, and
thank you, Holly.
Actual tapping session. So this was a real treat.
Thank you.